It's been more than a month since the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Investigators are still focused on security failures and the shooter's motive. Lawmakers from the bipartisan congressional task force got a firsthand look yesterday at the would-be assassin's vantage point during a visit to the Butler, Pennsylvania rally site. Democratic Congressman Glenn Ivey, a member of that task force, was there and joins me now live here on Morning in America. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Morning.
What did you learn yesterday on your visit to the rally site?
Well, this is our second time back, so for me it was a chance to take a second look at some of the things we'd seen before, and there's new information that's come out since then too. But the biggest part was we had a chance to meet with some of the local police departments and hear, their take on what happened that day and some of the things leading up to it. So I thought that was extremely helpful.
What were your conversations with local authorities about what happened that day?
Well, basically, we just wanted to hear their take on what happened, how it went from their perspective. They were playing different roles depending on different departments. When the Secret Service comes into an area, they don't take over all of the activities. They work with state and local law enforcement to provide a team that provides the protection. And we wanted to hear how that worked and, try and figure out next steps in our investigation and also things for how to make it better going forward so we don't have a recurrence of this sort of situation again.
Those local authorities, would they agree that there were security failures? I mean, would they say there was a breakdown in communication?
Well, I don't want to get into particulars about what those conversations were, but I would say for sure. I mean, it's obvious on its face that there were breakdown in protection that day, and failures that were almost fatal for the former president and did result in the death of one of the spectators and the injury of two others. So I think it's clear that there was a breakdown. Communication seems to be a big part of that, but I think there are other factors we have to take a look at as well.
Congressman, you had this to say yesterday. I want to play a moment, and you speaking with reporters. We'll chat on the other side.
The democratic process will not be undermined by violence. We're going to make sure we protect all candidates and voters because we had someone who came to the rally who died that day too. So we need to make sure that they're protected as well.
As you pointed out there, a man was killed in this. It's also escalated to a serious safety issue for events like these. We saw the police preparation in Chicago for the DNC last week. How do you plan to address this concern?
Well, I think the first step is to make sure we get all the information we can and then draw conclusions based on that. Part of what's going on right now is you've got multiple investigations going on. The FBI is doing a criminal investigation. Secret Service has an internal investigation. I think state and local police are doing an investigation as well. So we need to pull all of that together and make sure we're not, duplicating efforts and then draw conclusions from there. And we've got a final report that we'll issue December 13th, I think the date is. So that's the goal, to try and work as quickly as we can. Interview people that haven't been interviewed or, do follow-ups that are necessary. We're going to end up going through things like email, radio transmissions and the like to make sure we have all the facts. And then we'll put out facts that, and conclusions based on that.
Congressman, if I can quickly here, what would accountability look like?
Well, I think there are going to be people who get fired over this. We've had the resignation over the woman who was the director of the Secret Service at the time. And I think they put 5 on suspension as well. I don't know that that's going to be the end of it. But the larger piece, in addition to, termination of people who may have been responsible for what went wrong here, is to figure out how do we make sure this doesn't happen again. And I think one of the big issues is going to be figuring out how to improve coordination between the Secret Service and local and state law enforcement, keeping in mind that, the Secret Service has to do these all the time. And sometimes they don't have a lot of time to pull together the team effort and the preparation that you'd like to have. So we have to find ways, I think, to make sure that it's happening and can be more, I think, consistent and steady so that we don't have breakdowns as you go from city to city or location to location.
Sure. Congressman Glenn Ivey, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.